Natla, also known as Jacqueline Natla, is a former Atlantean ruler who re-enters the modern world under the guise of a powerful corporate executive, becoming the CEO of Natla Technologies. After being freed from her ancient imprisonment, she does not return as a mythic tyrant or a visible deity. Instead, she adapts, studies humanity, integrates herself into it, and quietly amasses influence through modern systems of power. Rather than ruling from a throne, Natla hires mercenaries, manipulates Lara Croft through calculated half-truths, and uses her vast corporate resources to pursue ancient Atlantean technology. This dual existence is what makes her so unsettling. Natla's identity straddles archaic sovereign authority and modern corporate dominion. She is not simply a villain, but a philosophical disruptor. To understand why this matters, imagine an ancient Atlantean god being able to gain access to a multinational corporation in human world. Immortal intellect, thousands of years old, suddenly operating within boardrooms, financial systems, and private armies. It is bizarre, chilling, and deeply intentional. Natla does not demand worship, nor does she announce herself as divine at first. She disguises herself as an ordinary businesswoman, blending seamlessly into human society while quietly controlling hundreds, if not thousands, of Atlantean monsters. This is where Natla fundamentally differs from most gods or godlike beings in fiction. Traditional deities assert dominance through fear, spectacle, or unquestionable authority. Natla chooses something far more dangerous: assimilation. Her ability to pass as human is not weakness, but awareness. It demonstrates a level of consciousness, adaptability, and strategic intelligence that sets her apart from other divine antagonists. She does not stand above humanity, she infiltrates it. She understands humans well enough to become one of them, all while pursuing ambitions that no human could ever truly comprehend. At the center of Natla's plan lies the Scion, an immensely powerful Atlantean artifact fractured into 3 separate pieces after her betrayal of Atlantis. On the surface, the Scion appears to be just another ancient relic Lara is hired to recover. In reality, it is the key to Natla's long-term ideological vision. The Scion is not merely a weapon, it is a tool of creation. Through it, Natla seeks to control and accelerate evolution itself, reshaping life according to her own design. This distinction is crucial because Natla's goal is not a simple destruction. She does not want to burn the world down. She wants to rebuild it, better, stronger, and more efficient by her twisted standards, the Seventh Age as she calls it. Natla believes that humanity is stagnant, limited by biology, fear, and moral hesitation. Humans have reached a plateau in their development. From her perspective as an ancient Atlantean being, this stagnation is not tragic, it is inefficient. The Scion represents her solution, forced evolution guided by superior intellect rather than chance or time. What makes Natla compelling is that her ideology is internally consistent. She does not view herself as evil. In her mind, she is correcting a flaw in the natural order. She sees herself as a visionary, willing to make choices others are too small, too fragile, or too sentimental to make. Evolution to Natla is not sacred, it is a process that can be optimized. This ideology places her in direct philosophical opposition to Lara Croft. Lara explores the past to preserve knowledge and prevent misuse. Natla excavates the past to weaponize it. Where Lara believes in restraint, Natla believes in intervention. Their conflict is not just physical, it is ideological, rooted in opposing views of progress, power, and responsibility. In this way, the Scion becomes more than a plot device. It is a symbol of Natla's worldview, that creation itself should be controlled, refined, and reshaped by those intelligent enough to wield that power. To fully understand Natla, we have to go back to Atlantis itself, and to the betrayal that defines her entire arc. Natla was once one of the three Atlantean rulers alongside her brothers Qualopec and Tihocan. Together, they governed Atlantis and oversaw its power, knowledge, and technological advancement. However, Natla's vision for Atlantis diverged sharply from theirs. While her brothers sought balance and preservation, Natla pushed for unchecked experimentation, using Atlantean technology to create new life forms and accelerate evolution. When her experiments spiraled out of control and threatened the stability of Atlantis, her brothers intervened. Natla was stripped of her power, imprisoned in stasis, and Atlantis ultimately fell into ruin. From Natla's perspective, this was not justice, it was betrayal, and that sense of betrayal is what fuels everything she becomes. One of the most chilling aspects of her manipulation is her interaction with Lara Croft. At one point, Natla implies that Lara herself could become the new queen of Atlantis. On the surface, this appears almost reverent, even flattering. But the lie is obvious. She even goes as far as to tell Lara that her heart is as dark as hers. It almost felt like that Lara was going to fall for it, but something Natla has forgot is that Lara has only made decisions in her life that wouldn't seem acceptable to others only because she had to, not because she's manipulative or inherently evil the way Natla is. This moment reveals something critical about Natla. She does not see individuals, she sees tools. That pattern becomes even more explicit in Tomb Raider Underworld. Natla's survival and return push her from calculated manipulator into something far more openly cruel. Her involvement with Helheim and the mythological underworld expands her reach beyond Atlantis. Drawing directly from Norse cosmology, the presence of the Midgard serpent marks a dramatic escalation. The leap from Atlantean mythology to Nordic mythos raises unsettling questions. How did Atlantean power intersect with Midgard? How far did Natla's influence truly spread across civilizations and belief systems? This transition is never fully explained, and that ambiguity only deepens Natla's menace. In Underworld, Natla also makes a pointed reference to Richard Croft, Lara's father. This implication is devastating and quietly brushed aside by the narrative. Natla did not merely oppose Richard Croft's research, she orchestrated his death. This fact is never given the weight it deserves, despite its massive emotional implications. Natla is not just an enemy of Lara's ideals, she is directly responsible for one of the most defining losses in Lara's life. And perhaps the clearest demonstration of Natla's selfishness lies in her treatment of Lara's doppelganger. Created and controlled by Natla, the doppelganger is abused, discarded, and treated as expendable. Natla shows no concern for her autonomy or suffering. She exists only to destroy Lara, then to destroy herself. It is Lara, not Natla, who ultimately grants the doppelganger free will. This moment stands in stark contrast to Natla's ideology, where Natla creates life only to dominate it. Lara recognizes agency and choice. Once again, Natla's worldview collapses under its own cruelty. Through Atlantis, Helheim, and beyond, Natla remains consistent in one thing: her absolute disregard for anyone who is not herself. Gods, humans, creations, even family, all are disposable. Her ambition eclipses empathy, and her intelligence only sharpens that brutality. Natla's design is one of the most striking aspects of her character, and it plays a huge role in why she remains so memorable. Her bat-like wings are not just a visual flourish, they symbolize her fall, her otherness, and her refusal to exist within human limits. She does not look like a traditional god nor a conventional villain. She looks alien, ancient, and unapologetically inhuman. What makes this design so effective is the contrast. Natla spends much of her time disguised as a polished, composed businesswoman, only to later reveal a form that is monstrous and mythic. The bat imagery evokes darkness, predation, and hidden power, reinforcing the idea that her true nature was always lurking beneath the surface. And yet, she is wearing a crown, adorned with jewelry. Her costume, it doesn't look aggressive. It looks elegant, inviting, and intentional. This shows that Natla sees herself so much higher than anyone else. This makes so much sense with her character. She stands for manipulation, ambition, and leadership. I genuinely hope this design is preserved for the future upcoming game Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. The wings, in particular, are essential. They visually communicate everything Natla represents: ascension without morality, intelligence without empathy, and power without restraint. Removing or softening this design would strip her of a core part of her identity. Natla feels underrated because she operates on a scale that Tomb Raider rarely allows its villains. She's not confined to a single era, a single mythology, or a single motivation. Her influence stretches from Atlantis to Helheim, from ancient creation myths to modern corporate power structures. Very few antagonists in this series reshape the world as thoroughly as she does. What makes her especially compelling is her consistency. Across every appearance, Natla remains ideologically intact. She believes in control, optimization, and the advantage of intellect. Gods, humans, and even her own creations are valuable only insofar as they serve her vision. This unwavering worldview gives her a narrative weight that many later villains lack. Despite this, Natla's impact is often underexplored. Her role in the fall of Atlantis, the spread of mythologies, the death of Richard Croft, and the existence of the doppelganger are treated as isolated events rather than pieces of a larger legacy. The series hits at her significance without fully confronting it. When Natla is brought back for the Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, she deserves to be more than a nostalgic callback. She deserves to be acknowledged as a foundational force within the franchise's mythology, one whose actions ripple far beyond a single game. Especially after the gaps that Tomb Raider Underworld left, there is much that needs to be addressed. Because Natla is not just an antagonist Lara defeated, she is a figure the world of Tomb Raider is still living in the aftermath of.